Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're back with a recap. June 12th, 2026, and I stayed chill. I followed my rules. I didn't have a psychology issue. I tried to detach from my emotions, and it actually played out. And there was a setup before this trade, but I decided to hold down on it, and I will explain why. Because honestly, it'd be stupid, and that's why I actually blew the other two accounts. Because honestly, I was acting on impulse just because I saw a setup, which in context, I mean, it was honestly pattern trading. In context, I mean, they would be a good trade if there was good context behind it, which honestly, they were fucking stupid. And I guess I could get into explaining it, why it would be stupid, but I'm gonna load up the charts for you guys. Be right back in a sec. Alright guys, so I'm back. As you can see, I hit a 1.93R trade. If it was me, I would have went for these London highs, but also I was following a consistency rule because I'm on the Lucid Flex 50Ks. But if it wasn't for the fact of the consistency rule, I would have 100% went up for this London highs. And if I wanted to be extreme, which in this case I wouldn't have, because I only go for about 2R max, and in this scenario it would be 2.5, which is something I would do, but I'm not very big on going no more than 2R. But I would, if I was that aggressive, I would target this high over here. Well, actually, it looks better in 50 minutes. This high and this 1 day gap CE, consequent encroachment, I think it's called an abbreviation. But I'm going to see if I can set up this trade that I was originally thinking about taking. So at first, this 15-minute gap was getting respected. At first, there was two gaps on ES. This one over here, and they were getting respected at first, but it wasn't that see, okay, it was right here. I was actually considering on it, but I was thinking how stupid it was. Like, as you can see, what made me not even consider it is because NQ, I'm pretty sure it wicked it from the bottom, and it's like, okay, if it went through at that point, why am I considering it? But also, number two, if we are this close to these lows, London low, why would I just take an impatient trade? And that's what I've been doing, taking impatient trades and not waiting. And I was hoping to see an SMT, like ES, staying within these two gaps and NQ sweeping it. But that was not the case. They both ended up sweeping, but there was a nice rejection of both. I actually stayed pretty patient. I waited for a candle close over this 1 minute change in the state of delivery. I entered on this candle right here. It was, to me, an A+ setup. Like, I've been taking more B's and C's, like stupid trades, but today I actually kept my patience. I waited for the 5-minute close to break even. Like, I didn't go down to the 3-minute, 1 minute. I waited for the 5-minute for this 15-minute high. I did use standard deviation as a target. I think it's called standard deviation projection. I did go for 2.2 to 2.5 range, which is the ideal spot, but I actually wanted to go for London highs, but with the consistency rule, I stayed within the consistency rule. But overall, it was a good trade today. Hopefully we do next week pass this eval, and that's honestly the first goal, is for me to pass the eval. But what I learned today is, even though I already knew, because I've been paper trading for 8 months, stay patient, wait for the setup. Do not pattern trade, have context behind the trades, because, I mean, yeah, I would have a bias, and it would go with my bias, but ideally, like, for example, I would take trades, like I said, where there's this 15-minute gap, and you have London lows on both, like, right below. If I want to take an ideal setup, I at least better wait for it to sweep and see what price wants to do. But that's all I had for you guys today. Have a good day, and see you guys next week if I take a trades for any recaps.